This is Billy, the weather guy, live, and we're going to talk about Hurricane Isaias. And yeah, let's just get right into the weather.
Billy the weather guy.
So right now, here's the latest on Isaias as of the 8 a.m. advisory. We just got it in from the Hurricane Center. Really no change from the previous advisory. It's still a Category 1, high end, 85-mile-per-hour winds. Moving northwest at 12 miles per hour. That has not changed. Pressure came down just a little bit, just by 1 millibar, and the location of the center, 20 miles to the east of Andros Island in the Bahama Islands. So today, it is all about the Bahamas. This is where they're seeing the worst of the weather. Of course, the system not looking all that organized on satellite imagery, but still even a messy system can cause messy weather. So here's a look at the track of the center. Remember, this forecast cone that I'm showing you is only an approximation of where the center of...
Yeah, just be aware of that. You see the track of the cone? She's saying that if you go right in the middle of it, that's not where the storm is going to go. This is just like all the outcomes put together. They run this whole simulation thing, right? And it's like everything together. So it can go anywhere from here to here, right? So, and obviously as time goes on, it gets a little uncertain, right? Because as time goes on with the weather, things get a little less and less uncertain.
Isaias is going, but those tropical storm conditions, they do extend out a ways, out about 170 miles from the center. So that just kind of tells you that even though you've got the center or the eye of the storm kind of scraping up the east coast of Florida, you can still feel those impacts even inland over towards Orlando. Tropical storm warnings are in effect for you. In fact, there is the red showing up there on the inland side. You've got the hurricane warning showing up on the coast. Also for the Bahamas, hurricane warnings remain in effect there as well. It's discombobulated. I mean, let's be honest, looking down on this system, it's really hard to make out the eye or the center of the storm. And the hurricane hunters have really had their challenge throughout, ever since it was down near Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's such a mess.
Just trying to fix that center position has been a difficult challenge. And now you see convection taking place all over the place. But what they're saying now is the Hurricane Center, the lowest pressure located to the south and east of Nassau in the Bahamas. So you do have that one area of convection, but you've also got the drier air that's being entrained within the system coming in from the southwest side. Hurricane systems, tropical storms, they don't like dry air. They're very tropical, moisture-laden storms. Not just that, you've got the stronger winds aloft. We call that shear, and we see that evident here with the purple showing up north and west on the western side of this system as well. And even right over it, there's a tinge of shear too, and that can sometimes disrupt a circulation, cause it to weaken, or perhaps just not allow it to strengthen very much, and that's certainly good news. So here's a look. Tropical storm force winds extend 175 miles from the center. Hurricane force winds, tiny core of hurricane force winds, only about 35 miles out from the center, and that is certainly good news. Hurricane hunters, the Air Force in particular, flying through the storm right now, finding those tropical storm force winds. But again, that core of hurricane force winds.
Yeah, so, it's going to be quite, crazy out there in the ocean, right? All this wind and everything. Be very careful if you live along the coast, especially. It will bring us some wind and some rain here, but it's not really that much of a concern here. It would be more of a concern, obviously, if it gets closer. The closer it gets, obviously. So.
Is pretty closer to the center here. And then eventually we see our system move past the Carolinas and up towards the northeast as a tropical storm.
So yeah, in a way, it reminds me of Hurricane Dorian, because I have done a video on that, live like this one, So yeah, that was like forever ago. Well, that was just last year, actually, right? Yeah, so, and I did it, kind of reminds me of it in terms of the path. It was like hugging Florida, and then it made landfall somewhere, right? And then eventually hit Nova Scotia. So this is definitely something to watch. If you live anywhere along the coast or anywhere from Florida, right now it's affecting the Bahamas. It's going to be affecting Florida more and more. Right, it's going to get worse there. Conditions and then are going to get worse in South Carolina and North Carolina along the coast as it keeps going, right? Eventually it will affect Canada. So be on the watch. If you live anywhere, be careful, because you see it's hugging the coast. So it might make landfall somewhere. It's pretty likely that it would make landfall in North Carolina because those islands really stretch out. They go quite into the ocean. So But be very careful if you live anywhere along the coast, up and down. Canadians, watch out as well, because it's likely to affect you. So yeah, it's quite a crazy storm. If we go down here, here's something from Twitter. It's in Spanish, but I can translate at least the first part of it. Esto es real y ahora. This is real and now.
De todos lados, y va a terminar aquí en Bello Horizonte. Mira cómo se puso esto.
But yeah, like, it's very crazy, you know, all this weather. It's just, you know, that's what these hurricanes do, right? A lot of flooding and wind damage, right, from the wind, right, on the roofs and everything like that. So be very careful if you live in along the coast, especially. So here's another video.
The forecast cone for Isaias is going to be very important to track, especially if you live in the mid-Atlantic northeast areas. This is something we're going to be monitoring right through the weekend. Now, remember, it's called a cone of uncertainty for a reason, because
we just went through this, but
more of a mid-Atlantic to the east of be figuring out as the East Coast, affecting the mid-Atlantic and to the northeast.
See all that rain you're going to get? That's a lot.
Right now, it's a fairly sure bet that we are going to get rain. Just how much will be the question, but
the video looks a little less outdated with the hurricane strength, because here it says 45 mile per hour. By the time it gets up to Canada, it's a little outdated then, I guess. So, yeah, this picture's up to date. Okay. But you see, this is what we got, the latest. So, Monday, thunderstorms all along here, you know, Tuesday. So yeah, be careful out there. So yeah. And let's see what this is. We have a little time left today. So if you look at August, you know, it's been quite warm, right? So,
they call me the bold one.
I'm the smooth one.
I'm the always organic one. And the specialty grade one. And the sustainably sourced one.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to stop you right there. You can't be all of those.
But I am.
Yep, we all are.
Yeah.
But we're picking one for the band, so you can't just...
I'm also easy to find.
We're all from the same store.
Can we move on?
I mean, I can't help that I'm multi-faceted.
There we go.
That was annoying. So, August. Above average, you know, so it's going to stay pretty warm throughout August. So, you know, it's not really a surprise, I guess. So yeah, that is your live stream. So like this live stream, if you thought it was good, subscribe if you want to see more. Make sure the bell icon is on for notifications. Oh yeah, in a few weeks, I'll have your fall forecast, so look out for that. And I will see you next week. I gotta go now. I gotta film a video for my second channel. There was a movie that just aired last night at 8/7 Central. That was really well done. It was really well done. I gotta do a review on it. I'm sure you know which one if you follow that channel. I tweeted about it, but yeah, that is of course Upside Down Magic. So that will be up hopefully today, but I gotta go film it for that to happen, obviously. So you know, I'm gonna go. And then I got the Violetta, the second season of Violetta review. So for that's the second season of the show. That will be out next week. But I will see you next week here for the weather. So if you don't follow that channel, then I guess, well, it doesn't concern you then. So don't worry about it. That's what I want to say. Don't worry about it. So yeah, that is it for this live stream. I will see you next week for the weather. And yeah, that's it. So theme song.
Billy, the weather guy. I do the weather weekly. I also make a seasonal forecast, so you can be prepared for each season. Billy, the weather guy. Lastly, I live stream to keep you in the know, so you can better prepare for every possibility. That has been Billy, the weather guy. Tune in weekly.